Okay, I lied in the title, but not about the ghost photo. The ghost photo is real. I didn't take the ghost photo. My mum did. I'm in it, which if anything makes it just a little bit more creepy. I didn't clickbait you in for this one. We do actually have a real ghost photo that was taken and we have no explanation for it at all. It has creeped us out for over a decade at this point and there is no explanation for it. And I just wanted to do this video today and investigate this, look into it, revisit the location and show this photo and just see if there's anyone else out there that has a similar experience or a similar image to share. This is the Halloween video. This will be going up on Halloween if I manage to time everything right, so it seems a fitting video for that. I won't make you wait around. This is the photo. So this photo was actually captured by my mum back in, I think, 2012. So over a decade ago, and she took it on her phone and didn't notice anything untoward, anything odd about it until later in that evening when she looked through the photos and then she came over to me. I was in the living room and she sat down and said, "Isaac, look at this." I looked at the photo and my heart just sank because it was really an odd experience to see that there. But let me break it down for you. The photo was taken down a track next to a field. I'll put a map up now so you can see the rough sort of area where I'm talking about, and we'll revisit that as well a little later on in this video. But it was taken on this track and the track runs alongside the field and the field is higher up, so there's a bank up. This bank is lined with trees and on one tree is a tarsi or a rope swing and we're swinging on that. There is me actually holding on to the tarsi, the rope swing. There is my little sister who is the one running in front of me down the bank, and then there is an old friend of ours that we were close with at the time who stood just behind me, and they are the only three people in this photo, but we'll get to the other one. Behind the camera are a few people as well. There is my mum who is actually taking the photo, there is our friend's mum who is stood there as well, and if I remember rightly there is our friend's little brother who was there as well. I don't think there was any other people. There was also our dog at the time, Winnie, rest in peace Winnie. Winnie was there as well. So that's all the people involved. Now just bear in mind that we're running up and down this bank constantly as we're swinging, and we're stood at the top, obviously aware of our surroundings because we're there, we're looking around as we swing, as we wait for the swing, as we run up and down. And then you've got two mothers, two protective, observant mothers at the bottom of the bank looking directly up at us, and none of us at all saw this figure. That person was not there. If you've come here from the video that I recently put up looking at some famous and controversial ghost photos, then there was a little section in that, I believe, where I said that there's a lot of these ghost photos where they look fairly normal to begin with until somebody involved says that individual there was not there to begin with. And those are incredibly hard to believe because all you have is words, you know, you've got nothing to back them up, it's just words. And this, I fully understand, is exactly the same thing. Anytime I've shown people this or shared the story, the only thing you ever get in response is a questioning look of pure doubt, and you can't blame anyone for that. But I tell you with 100% honesty, that person was not there. We, swinging on the swing, would have seen them if they were, and especially the two mothers that were at the bottom looking up at us would have noticed if a stranger just walked up to their kids, and yet nobody saw a thing. We came home, we thought nothing of it. I was sat in the living room chilling on my own, and my mum came in and showed me the photo, and it scared me. It did scare me at the time. Obviously this is just an old, like a 2012 phone photo, so the quality is naturally not incredible, as is the case with all ghost photos, quite conveniently, but you can clearly make out the important details here. This figure is stood, I don't know, quite a comfortable pose there in a rather overexposed little section of the image. They just seem to be observing, if anything, which would be really, really weird if it was a person doing that, a stranger. So some important things to note: that field that I showed on the maps, that field is an Anglo-Saxon burial ground. It was excavated quite a little while back and they found a bunch of artefacts, and it's pretty cool. Some cool local Teesside history for you there, but I believe that is entirely unrelated. This, I don't think that has anything to do with this. This person seems to be wearing 70s, 80s sort of clothing, if you were to try and date the kind of stuff that they're wearing. If you compare that to any of the clothes we're wearing, those kids in the image, they don't match. and this was taken in 2012. That certainly was not the going fashion then. And that there was a case of somebody on a taxi swing on that track, I believe, falling and dying back in, I believe it was either the 70s or the 80s, which is really odd. You know, if that's the link, then there you go. But I don't know. If we just zoom in real quick to this figure, obviously this is an old phone photo and the quality's a bit rough, but you can quite clearly see that that face doesn't look right. If it was overexposed, you'd expect to be losing some details where the light is encroaching round them. But if you look at them front on, there's something not quite right about them. If you look at us, all us three, we're all blurry because we're all in motion. And if you look at the branches on the trees and such, there is almost a very slight double exposure on them because of some movement, I would presume. But this person looks pretty sharp around the edges as far as it goes, bearing in mind they're overexposed. They're clearly not moving, but their face almost looks like an ear-to-ear smile, which is a bit odd. And if you look at the leg, you can quite clearly see right through a section of the leg in the middle, which again is kind of weird. You can clearly see the overexposed sunlight right there, straight through them. Strange, again, I know. So that's the image, that's how it came about, and to this day we've got absolutely no explanation for what this is. We all stand by that there was absolutely nobody there and that it wasn't edited, and I'll show you a few breakdowns of how you can usually tell if something's been photoshopped in. Bearing in mind this was my mum in 2012, she doesn't know how to use Photoshop now, she certainly didn't know how to use it then. So I can promise you that it's not been altered, but I'll try and show some proof if I can. Other than that, it's just, I know it's just my word and there's nothing else I can do. Don't just take my word for it, hear it from them as well. The first one is my auntie Emma. So Emma was not involved in the ghost photo in any way. She wasn't in it, she wasn't behind the camera or anything, but once we found that there was a ghost or something there in the image and the photo was sent to her, she did some research and she found some stuff out. So we're going to give her a ring and see what that information was. It's been a while since I've heard it from her, so it'll be interesting, and it'd be good to get this other side of the story here.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
You alright?
Yeah, you?
Grand. Yeah, it's just about the ghost photo.
Can I ask a question? Do you know, with you being a photographer now,
Yep.
and knowing the tricks of the trade, and because I obviously know it's not a trick, but would you be able to explain that? Or would people still be like, someone's just added that to the picture?
Not 100%. There's no way of 100% proving this because someone's always going to doubt you. I mean, the only thing you can do with that one, if it was photoshopped in, then there'd be a difference between the photoshopped in material and the native original photo material. So if you were to really overexpose it or underexpose it or invert it, you'd probably see some breakup where the two meet, and in this one there is none.
Have you ever tried to make a photo similar just to see if you can do it?
In college I did a project and it was dreadful. They looked awful when it's very clearly a person. It's not just a shape.
And I like to mention the hole in his leg because you can see the sky through his leg.
Yeah, the face don't look right either.
No, and then that would lead to the story, you see, if you want me to tell you that.
That would be grand.
I happened to show my friend the photo. I think I probably sent her it as well.
Yeah.
And I told her what had happened and where it had come from. And she told her mum, and her mum said, "Oh, that's really strange because back in around about 1982-83, she had a friend who had told her how she'd lost her little brother in an accident down there, right? And he was around about the age of 12 or 13. And I do remember now it was an accident on a rope swing.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's hanged himself, accidentally.
Or fell funny or something.
And then I always think, is that why his face looks distorted?
I mean, maybe.
Then why would you appear like that? Sorry.
I mean, true. Whenabouts was that?
Right, so she knew the friend in the early 80s. So I'm guessing the friend had lost her brother a few years prior. I'm guessing it's 70s.
Right.
Guessing. It wasn't the 80s where it happened. This woman told her that she'd lost a little brother. And Emma's mum at the time would have been an adult when she knew this other person. So there weren't kids saying, my brother's just died in an accident. They were like adults talking about it.
Was that photo ever sent to that family?
No, I don't think so, no. No, I don't even know if her mum knew the person anymore. It was just as soon as her mum saw the picture, found out where it was, she said, that's so strange.
Yeah.
And then said that story. I did try and look it up, and basically, obviously I didn't go through libraries and stuff, I wasn't that invested. But I thought you can do quite a lot of digging online, and I couldn't find anything at all relating to an incident down there. But obviously if it happened quite a while ago, I'm assuming it was 1970s. See, I think that boy looks like he's got 1970s clothes on, definitely. I said that era, 70s, early 80s clothes, just with the jacket.
Yeah.
Ball type haircut.
That field's also an Anglo-Saxon burial ground, innit? And I remember way back thinking that might have something to do with it, but like that just doesn't match up.
It doesn't match up, no. It doesn't mean that, like, the veil might be thin there, Isaac, for all we know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
If you believe in all that stuff, you just don't know, do you?
If I'm dating it right, it would have been about 2012.
It was, because I can tell you what, and I know, it was around about this, so it was this time of year.
Right.
And I only remember that because I was pregnant with Ollie. And he didn't come till January. And I remember being at home, this is how long ago it was, your mum emailed me the picture, so she didn't even send me it on my phone.
Right.
And I did have a camera phone, but it would have been pretty crap. But she sent me it in an email so I could look at it better, so it was bigger on the bigger screen.
Yeah.
And she sent me it the same day, and I know your mum neither had the software or skills to do that. Like, I don't mean that like offensive, but she didn't, did she?
No, certainly not then, and still not now. I was 12. I hadn't even started photography yet. I don't think Grandad knew what Photoshop was at that point, so he couldn't have snuck in and done it. Yeah, no one that we had access to would have been able to take that. See, I really struggle to believe in ghosts and stuff because they're so hard to believe. But then that photo just throws us off because there's no explanation.
I don't see why they would be that unbelievable.
It's just out of the realm of reality of what we know is true. It's one of those where it's like,
but do we know anything's true? That's how I think now.
And now you're getting philosophical.
Yeah, well, we live in a really, really strange world, Isaac. People would call me crackers probably, but
oh well,
I'm sat listening to podcasts now about Sasquatch, so there you go.
Yeah, bloody hell.
All right then.
Right, thank you for that.
Okay. All right. See you later.
In a bit.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers, Emma. Now, I'm going to adjust the bloody camera. Now I'm going to call my sister. She is this one in the image. She'll have been quite young at the time that was taken, so I don't know what she remembers of it, but we're going to find out.
Hello.
Hello. Basically, what do you remember about it? Because you'll have been about, 5, 6 at the time?
I don't really remember anything because, literally nothing weird happened. Do you know, we didn't realise it until we saw the photo when we got back.
What do you remember about that when did you first see the photo? Was it on that night?
It will have been. I don't remember it, being that night, but, I remember seeing it, for the first time.
What, did Mum come and show you?
I think we were just looking through the photos and then everyone noticed it. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you were probably sat with them when they were looking through it then, because I was in the other room and Mum came through to show me.
Maybe.
So you were too young really to remember anything much?
Yeah.
You remember being scared when you saw it?
I mean, no, to be honest, no, because, it's just a picture, it doesn't, you don't believe that it's a ghost, do you? You just think, what is that? I mean, I think I was too young.
Maybe.
So.
Right, that is all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Right. Hello.
Hello.
I've spoke to Emma.
Yeah.
I spoke to Amelie. I mean, you were behind the camera, you took the photo, so what do you remember of it?
What do I remember of the day on the photo?
Of taking the photo, firstly.
I remember it being quite sunny and I remember not seeing anything there. There was definitely nothing, no other people there other than us, 100%.
There was 2 mothers there.
Yeah, and we would have definitely noticed if there was a person stood there.
Just looking at your children,
And obviously I was looking up and I was taking the picture, so I was looking that way anyway, I would have noticed.
Yeah, but obviously nothing was there.
No.
Oh, when did you notice on the photo?
When I was straight away when I was looking through the photos, I was like, what is that? Zoomed in on the picture, and I think I shouted you to come and have a look.
Yeah, because you didn't look at the photos until later that evening, did you?
No.
Because the way I remember it is you were in the dining room and I was in the living room on the settee, and you came through and showed me it, and
I remember both me and you being freaked out about it.
Oh, I vividly remember being freaked out when I saw it. It was bizarre.
And I think the first person I sent it to was Emma.
Yeah.
And she noticed it straight away. I didn't tell her, and she noticed it straight away. It's the way it stood as well.
Yeah.
That makes it look even more weird, I think. Because it's like stood a certain way and it's got a hole in its leg. I don't know what that means. Like when you zoom in right on the face is weird, like the neck's weird.
I mean, I vividly remember being stood on the top of that bank and looking out on the field, and there was no one. There's no way that somebody could have possibly stood there and not been seen.
Exactly. I would have been like, I would have noticed, because obviously as a mother you protect the children.
Yeah.
And I'd have been like, I'd probably shouted you down if there was somebody stood there. It's the way they stood as well.
It's just odd, isn't it?
If I'd have noticed somebody stood there like they're just watching you, then I'd probably told you to come down.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Right, in a bit.
Alright, bye.
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 Lovely. So it's not just me that's holding this together. This is something that remains confusing. So it is a bit of a grey day today. As you can probably tell by how dark it is, I'm filming this in time, is it? It's 4:10. But we'll head out and we'll go down there, because I only live around the corner from there now. And we'll take a few photos and some videos and just see if we can get anything come up again. I doubt we'll be able to, but you never know. So yeah, we'll go back there, revisit the location, we'll see what happens. Luckily now it's only a pretty short walk from my flat. It wasn't a particularly long walk from my parents when I lived there, but it's just 5-10 minutes around the corner. So I headed over that way, and just like that, we're there. So this is the view that my mum and my friend's mum would have had looking at us on the swings. And then heading up the bank, this is the bank that obviously we kids were running up and down, and my mum was actively watching. And then this is up at the top of the bank. That's Abby, my helper. Say hello. So this is the scene. This is what we would have seen from the top back then. You can see there's not much room. It's not a big space. It would be very hard to miss. Another random person stood here. This is the branch where many rope swings have hung over the years. And that right there is exactly where the figure was stood compared to where we were stood. Yeah, there's no missing that. That is where my mum was, where the camera was, where the photo was taken from. And if I just take a step back, you can see the whole scene. It's like a triangle, the three places, and in any place you would have been able to see any person. And this is just a view over the whole field that we could see from the top. Now I did take quite a few photos there. I tried overexposing, I tried underexposing, getting it perfectly right, shooting at different zooms, different orientations, a bit of everything, just to see if anything would change or come up, or if there was, try and recreate the effect. But, well, I'll let other me talk on that. So that's that. We've been through all of the images and all of the videos, and there is nothing untoward. It's clean. I've been there again when I was a kid, after this photo was taken, and tried to recapture things, and nothing has ever come up. This photo just remains completely unexplained. This is going to be our family ghost photo forever. I think there's never going to be a conclusion to this. And as much as I'm going to tell people, just like I am with you in this video, I know for a fact that the vast majority of people are just going to brush it off, because it is so hard to believe, and I don't blame them. I did a video on ghosts, on famous ghost photos just recently, and I thought this would be an incredibly fitting thing to look at, and a really interesting photo to cover for today, which, if you're watching this the day this goes live, should be Halloween. So happy Halloween, I suppose. Yeah, so that's that. We've been through the image. You've heard some other opinions and some other stories as well. You've heard the story of the photo. We've revisited it and retook it. That's the ghost photo. If you've got a ghost photo that haunts you, so to speak, or you've had any similar experiences like this, then please do let me know in the comments. I actually think it'd be really interesting if there was a few ghost photos that were sent in from people with some interesting stories. I wouldn't mind covering those if people were cool with that. That would be an interesting video, I think. But I keep looking down there because the photo's down there. Turn it off. If you like this video, drop a like, and if you want to see more things about photography, I am going to be leaving the spooky stuff behind as shortly, so we'll be getting back on track to photography and documentaries and all that kind of good stuff. So if you like any of that, then do subscribe, because there's going to be a whole lot more on the way. Sound for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I am
my
good.
iron's hissing, hang on. Oh, sorry, hang on. Sorry, that was really disruptive.
It's alright.
Done.
Lovely.